Look who's here in the studio with us. She's got some big news to share. Gotta tune in to Daily Flash.
Well, he's a cutie pie. I might put him in Potomac. Okay, yes. Yeah, he can come right on to Potomac.
What's up, it's your boy Richie Scott. We're back with another video. I want to thank you guys so much for tuning into the channel. If you haven't done so, make sure to hit that subscribe button down below, hit that notification bell button so you can be tuned into every time we drop new content right here on this channel. Today we're going to be discussing the Real Housewives of Potomac, episode 16. Yes, the ladies are still in the Cayman Islands, and we leave off with a little cliffhanger of Ashley telling Miss Katie Rost, who we did interview on the show. Make sure you guys check out that interview if you haven't done so already. She's basically telling Katie she's not strong enough. And Katie's like, you know what? Maybe I'm not. But F you, if that means that you don't want to be my friend. Boom. So the rest of the ladies, thank God, they rally around Katie at this point in time. Basically, Karen says you are definitely mentally well enough to be hanging out with this group. Don't let anybody tell you otherwise, okay? It takes Robyn to finally dead the situation enough to calm the ladies down and say, hey, we're supposed to be having fun. Everybody belongs here. Let's go have a good night. Now, one of the things that I felt in this particular scene was that Karen called it and said what everybody in the viewing audience has been thinking, is that Ashley is attacking Katie to deflect from her own issues. Boom, there, I said it, and now Ashley feels guilty, as she should. The next day, the ladies reconvene for breakfast. Gizelle basically tells Robyn and was it Ashley? I think it was Ashley. Robyn and Ashley that she don't believe that Karen has a business, okay? She don't believe that the business is actually hers. This Ladam fragrance is actually more of a partnership. And I believe Karen has said as much because they're about to have a rollerball sampling when she gets back from the Cayman Islands, which will probably be in the finale of the season. Now, here is what I did not like. And I don't know if it was later on when Karen was actually on the phone on the boat while they was playing with them stingrays, which I thought could kill you. Anyway, Robyn basically kind of shaded Karen for taking so long with this fragrance. But I'm like, Robyn, why are you, and I love me some Robyn, but I'm like, Robyn, girl, why are you shading her for taking so long with a business enterprise? It took you 8 to 10 months to finish this doggone house. You've been working on this house for 2 seasons. 2. Which means 2 years for us. So you're gonna clown her for taking so long with her fragrance? I ain't never launched a fragrance, but I assume it can't be that, it can't be that simple to launch. You know what I'm saying? So back up off of it. Let's be supportive of the lady. You know, all of y'all got businesses and enterprises, and that stuff takes time and you know it. So let's not play with that. I'm on Karen's side with that. Anyway, Gizelle is commenting on Karen's wig when they're off on the catamaran, off to chase these stingrays. And to be very honest with you, I'm giving it to you guys. Steven, you did your thing on this wig. I know you did it. I know you did it. And for those of you who guys don't know Steven, he is also known as the Hair Dot. He's based in DC. And I will be interviewing him shortly because we got to talk about those struggle braids. But you guys remember those struggle braids from New Orleans that Karen had. Oh, we're going to get into all of that good tea. More on that later. Now, Katie, minus her wig, are still sitting on the boat because she's not feeling well. And I didn't even think about the reason why she might not be feeling well until much later, but we're going to get to that in a second. What I did notice was that Candiace was on Ashley's back and they playing and hip hop parade, you know, while they in the water, like they all fine and good. So I was like, when did this makeup happen? But I guess all it takes is a beach and some drinks for people to make up. So guys, if you are feuding with anybody in your life out there, take them on a trip someplace, get yourself on a beach, and maybe you can make up too. A vacation obviously does wonders for friendships. Now, at this point, Ashley does offer Katie a sincere apology, as she should. You know what I'm saying? Because she realizes that she made Katie feel just down to the ground. She ran her down to the ground, and she apologized as she should have. The funniest thing on this boat was Karen calling Gizelle Lazelle. And that she's gonna be, that's when we found out that she's gonna be having the reveal party for La Dame. Okay, so at lunch, Gizelle, once again stirring the pot, brings up Ashley and Candiace getting along. Why would you need to do that, girl? Come on now. And so at that point in time, Candiace takes the time to apologize to Ashley, but then she goes back and demands an apology from Ashley. Now, when you apologize to somebody, I didn't know you could therefore demand an apology back. That's not really how apologies work. When you apologize to someone, you are apologizing to them out of the goodness of your heart, okay? It doesn't really matter whether they acknowledge their wrongs or not. The apology is really for you. Y'all get that? Y'all get what I'm saying? So Candiace, the apology was for you. You have to apologize knowing that you may never get an apology. Now that is how you rise above. And ultimately, Ashley was like, what am I apologizing to you for? You threatened me with a butter knife. I mean, it's true. But in the case of just deading the situation, Ashley should have just apologized the same way that she apologized to Katie, but they fought. Robyn had to break that up again. Now, Karen has a moment with Katie about Ashley, clearly stirring the pot a little bit. But Katie's not really biting. She's just kind of sitting there with a blank expression on her face. And at this point in time, knowing Katie, having spoken to her multiple times, she is clearly out of it on this trip. Like, she's clearly, whatever life is throwing at her at that point in time, she is clearly checked out mentally, okay? She is clearly checked out. Now, we still don't know yet what's going on with her, but certain things are being put together that probably most women would have known had they been around her, right? And so we get, at this point, when Candiace and Robyn go to visit Katie, they start asking questions. Girl, is you pregnant? Or was it actually? I don't know who. Robyn was there, okay? Robyn was there. They basically asked questions. Katie said she don't know if she's pregnant, but she has been, doing the Uchi Wally and no condom. So, and we know, because I basically did the interview where she actually confirmed it way back in December that she was indeed pregnant. So we do know that to be true. So thank God I was the one who did it back in the day. And I actually might put that interview at the end of this show right here. If I'm feeling, snazzy, I'm gonna do that for y'all, so you guys can actually get an idea. Because I've been talking about that interview for a minute now, and I kind of want you guys to see it to get a better perspective on where she was at the time. Okay, boom. So there's that. Now, as they're on the way to dinner, Candiace basically calls Ashley out and says, you know what, girl, you don't know how to be a friend to nobody. And that's the honest to God's truth on this show. Ashley has basically come after everybody on this show, with the exception of Gizelle. Okay? With the exception of Gizelle. She's come after everybody on this show at some point in time. And now I think she's just kind of getting her Real Housewives karma. Bottom line. Y'all let me know what y'all think. Now, here's the thing. They get to dinner. Gizelle and Karen talk about their friendship. And Gizelle is like basically saying, everybody who done something wrong, y'all need to go ahead and own it. Everybody did something wrong. Own it, own it, own it. But she ain't own nothing herself. So Robyn has to take that point in time to actually tell her, girl, you can't busting up in my house and then a whole bust down on Monique when this is my business. This is my enterprise. You need to take my stuff seriously. And Gizelle basically apologizes. She admits that she's wrong. And basically, honestly, I think that she was just too hard on Monique anyway. What Monique said was that, hey, listen, I don't know how they still feel about me. You know what I'm saying? And that's a valid concern. And to me, if somebody was saying that, that's a cue for you to basically go back and say, hey, girl, hey, I like you. You know what I'm saying? We ain't got no problems. We ain't got no beef. What's up? Let's talk about it. Let's hash it out. You know what I'm saying? So essentially, she don't do that. And they got to go ahead and I feel like she should apologize to Monique, okay? That's really where I feel the apology should come from. Bottom line, okay? Okay, so then we get Robyn talking about wine, and basically all the ladies are asking, girl, is y'all getting married or what? Robyn's like, I don't know, but we on the right path. Honestly, that's all we care about. Listen, next season, Robyn, get a ring, get married, make that your season, your bomb diggity season, and call it a day, okay? That's your storyline for next season. There, I gave it to you. Hand me 10% of your Bravo check. Thank you. Now, what I really want to get onto is Ashley trying to coach Candiace on how to be a gold digger. Did that make any sense to y'all? How you gonna try to coach Candiace on the business of marriage when you basically don't even understand the contents and the context and the stuff that's in your prenup, and y'all gotta renegotiate it every 2 years that you ain't got no baby? Now that's some stuff right there. That's like a hoe in church trying to educate a nun on how to do her job. What? That don't make no sense to me. I really didn't get that. That was very confusing. I just honestly was like, girl, what is you doing? What is you doing and why? Okay? That was over my head. Karen said it best, don't coach Candiace on how to be a gold digger. Anyway, the next thing we get is Candiace and Ashley on the beach, basically apologizing to each other over yoga. Finally, this whole feud has come to an end, but if we've been following them in real life, we know that this ain't nowhere near the end, and they're gonna go at it hard at the reunion, okay? We all know that to be true. Now, at the end of the episode, Gizelle reports that Katie is gone. Katie found out probably that she was pregnant, and she was like, I ain't got time to be dealing with these girls. I'm out of here. Let me skedaddle. Ain't no point in staying on this trip if you pregnant and miserable. Honestly, let's be clear. Now, with all that being said, listen, let me know what you guys think about this episode. Let me know if you guys are happy to see Candiace and Ashley get back together as friends, only briefly. If you are glad that Robyn confronted Gizelle. And honestly, as much as I like for Candiace and Ashley to have made amends, because I hate a season-long beef, I kind of live for their drama. So to me, they the MVPs of the season, with Gizelle coming in a close second for stirring the pot, okay? But y'all let me know what y'all think down in the comment section below. Now, if you stuck around this long in the video, here is the Katie Rost interview that I did with her way back in the day. You guys can actually see that for her making her initial pregnancy announcement. This is like my first time actually meeting her in person and loving her to death. Get a inside look at this video and let me know what you guys think down in the comment section below. If she's still the same person as when I interviewed her last time, let me know your thoughts as well. Guys, make sure you subscribe to the channel if you haven't already done so. Hit the notification bell button, and I will see you in the next video.
I'm so happy to be here. It's so good to be in Miami.
Isn't it though?
Yeah, it's sexy.
A little bit better than DC at the moment, right?
It's a lot better because it was way too cold there, and I don't like cold weather. So I had to escape and come down here. I love Art Basel. Like, it's my favorite time of year.
And you were here for Art Basel.
I was in Miami for Art Basel, and I hosted an event that launched the whole week of all of these artists and people from all over the world coming to Miami and showing their creations. So I got to host an event with Mark Baptiste, who's one of my favorite photographers. He's someone who is a mentor for me. He really helped me launch my career. Like when I was 21 years old, I didn't know anything about anything. I was really awkward and sort of, and he was like, you need to, show up, He took me to Haiti on a trip in 2001, and we shot these beautiful pictures in Port-au-Prince and Jacmel. And so last night, not last night.
The days all run together when you're in Miami. It's fine.
So we got to host an event with the Haitian Heritage Museum, and it was fabulous. So we got to see all of his beautiful photographs, and I was in 4 of them, and it was
nice.
Yeah, so I was very proud of myself that I was, literally hanging in a museum, photographed by Mark Baptiste.
That's awesome. So you are also supportive of the Me Too movement.
Yes, I am. So I just kind of started to learn about what that movement is, and it's become really important for me because I am someone who had a lot of abuse, sexual, psychological, within a relationship I had with someone who I've known for a very long time.
Yeah. And
it made me very nervous thinking of coming forward and talking about that.
Yeah.
But I was very inspired by Dr. Christine Ford, who came out during the Kavanaugh hearings, and just knowing that we went to the same school, we both went to Holton Arms. And I was always raised to sort of think that you don't put your those type of problems out there. You don't talk about that publicly, but it's something that happened to me, with a relationship that I had, and I just wanted to say, yes, me too, this did happen. And I remember when I was watching Dr. Ford talking about what happened to her when she was in high school, and the way that she spoke about the stress and the trauma as it would sort of just erupt out of nowhere, and at these different points in her life, I knew that she was telling the truth. I absolutely knew what she was talking about, and I've learned that it's a real. This is post-traumatic stress disorder, and this happens when you're abused, especially a sexual assault or something like that, and that's what I had to go through, and so I'm really, it's a freeing thing, and it's great. I'm happy that I can now say, this happened to me too.
Yeah.
And so, if it helps anyone, to feel better about being honest about, these things that happen to a lot of women and men, especially, people who are in our industry or in the modeling industry or on television or whatever. There's a lot of abuse that can go on.
Yeah.
And so, me too.
All right. Well, hopefully we'll get to hear more about that in the 4th season of Real Housewives of Potomac, which you're on.
Yes.
You're back. Can you tell us at least a little bit about what we can expect?
Okay, yeah. I can tell you that it was exciting and fun for me to be around those women again. And, we have our relationships off camera and we have our relationships on camera. And so for me to sort of to be back in the mix with them was exciting, and I was nervous, because I kind of had stepped away from public life in a lot of ways, and I've moved to my family farm in Virginia. I have a new relationship. I was kind of being very private about things. So now I'm sort of putting myself back into this crazy little circle of friends.
And you also have some other big news to share. Can you tell us a little bit about that?
Right. Well, because we're friends on Instagram.
Yes.
I don't know what I was thinking. I think it was I had baby brain. So I posted one, right after I peed on the little stick.
Uh-huh.
I was I'm very confused. Am I pregnant or am I not pregnant? I felt like a 16-year-old, oh God, hopefully not. But, what is this? What does this mean? And people are like, maybe, take another test.
And so are you?
I am. So then I took another test, and then I went to a doctor, which is a better way to go,
So congratulations.
Thank you. Yeah. So, and I have a great relationship and a nice baby daddy who hopefully will be my husband.
I love
soon,
that. Yes.
before the kid is born, Nope, I'm not going to do crazy pressure like I did the last time you saw me on television.
All right. Where can people go if they want to keep up with you and everything that you're doing?
I'm on I'm visual.
Okay.
I love pictures. So I'm on Instagram. I'm at MS Katie Rost, which is Miss.
Okay.
Maybe it'll turn to MRS.
All right, cool. Well, Katie, thank you so much for joining us, and we can't wait to see what the new season of Real Housewives of Potomac brings, and you'll have to come back.
I will.